Hello and welcome to Garment of Soul. So today I have a very interesting topic for you guys, and that is focus and attention. How to strengthen the muscle of your focus and attention. 4 ways to do so. And before I discuss these 4 things, I'm going to talk about why focus and attention is important. So, focus and attention, with focus and attention, you can, it's basically your greatest powers. Okay, if you give your we know that if we give our attention and our focus to the right thing, or whatever we give our focus and attention to, will expand, multiply, right? So if we give our attention to something positive, we're gonna have more of the positive. If we give our attention to something negative, we tend to have more of that. So, what if we don't have control over our focus? What if our focus constantly being pulled left and right by different things? Okay, by different conversation of people, things on the street, ads, YouTube videos, Instagram feed. That's not a good thing. Okay, we need to be in control. So step number one is cut down on the things you do not need, the things that are not necessary for your growth. Okay, so step one, you need to cut down and on everything that's not necessary to your ultimate growth, your purpose, whatever you want to call it. You need to cut on these things. Okay, you don't need um, distractions. So let's say you have you follow 700 people on Instagram, okay? And it just you have this enormous random feedback. You follow 300 channels or 100 or 50 channels on YouTube, and you just have this crazy feedback in your YouTube channel, and every time you open your YouTube, you just get random videos about negative news or entertainment or someone depressed or someone caught a big fish, and you just find yourself being distracted the entire day. Your focus is taken away from you, okay? And that's okay. Most of us, okay, if we're not in a conscious state, we tend to give our focus away, give our attention away. So the first thing to do is now, if you find yourself spending 80% of your time a day distracted by random YouTube videos, random Instagram posts or videos, cut down on those things. Cut down on the people you know. If you find the people you know that are negative or carry negative energy, cut down on that, because you choose to focus, okay? You choose to consume only the things that empower you and make you more successful. Okay, so that's number one. Clutter. Like, remove any clutter, remove any unnecessary thing for your growth. Remove that. You don't need that. Anything that you find you don't have the need, or it's not essential for you, and it's not in alignment with your purpose, your goal in life, your desire, whatever you want, take it out and ask yourself always, is this in an alignment with what I want and desire? Is this in alignment with what I want to go and what I want to achieve in life? Is this taking me closer to what I want or pushing me away? And if it's pushing you away, get rid of it. Okay? So that's step number one. Now, step number two. Okay, let me see where I step. Number two. Step number two is visualization. Okay? And before I go to visualization, I want to mention this step, which is going to be step number 2. Um, Affirmations. Okay, so, and it's very important for you to do it in the morning. So when you first wake up in the morning, I'm going to give you a mantra right now. Please write it down, or if you have a really good memory, that's fine. I'm given, when you wake up in the morning, you say the following: my attention and focus goes only to things that empower me and make me more successful and happy. And actually say that make me more empowered and more successful and more happy. Okay? And just we're assuming you're already empowered. We're assuming that you're already successful and happy. You can add whatever words to that mantra. You can add whatever words to that affirmation, and the way it makes you, the more you feel better, the better it is. Okay, so it's very important. It's like a medicine for you in the morning. This is very essential. When you wake up in the morning, you are committing that your focus and attention goes only to things that makes you more empowered, more happy, and more successful. Okay, so the third step, um, affirming your affirmation. Okay, through action. Affirming your affirmation through action. So when you are repeating to yourself, my attention and focus goes to things that empower me and make me successful, every time you find yourself like going off track, okay, you bring yourself back by saying this affirmation: I choose not to give my attention to so and so, whatever is distracting you, whether someone is having a negative conversation in the street, whether an unpleasant thing or person or situation, whether something on your YouTube feedback, you say like, hey, okay, I'm not giving my focus and attention to that. I choose to not give my focus and attention to that thing, because my attention and focus goes only to things that make me more empowered, more happy, and more successful. That's where my attention and focus goes. So basically what you're doing now is you're affirming your affirmations through action. So now your subconscious mind, both your conscious and subconscious mind, all aspects of yourself, all aspects of your existence, know that you mean business. Know that you are serious. Okay? And start adjusting. Start learning this new perception, this new self. Okay? So that's the third thing. Now, the fourth thing. Let's say it happens. Sometimes you went off track and you couldn't bring yourself back. But you notice when you got home at night, when you had this time to collect your thoughts, you notice that you got into this argument or toxic conversation with your coworker. And instead of just taking your focus elsewhere and saying, hey, I choose not to focus on this toxic conversation, I'm choosing to focus on love, I go elsewhere. No, you stayed in that conversation, which led to very unpleasant scenario. Now you can use the revision method by Neville Goddard. And basically that's what you do is when you go to bed, before sleeping, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you lay on bed, you revise the day in the way you want it. Okay? It's not necessary to be the entire day. If you want, that's fine, you can do it. But if you have a thing in particular that you didn't like throughout that day, you take that and revise it, meaning you see it in the ideal way. You see it in that pleasant way that makes you feel really good about it. So you saw yourself got thrown off track when the conversation, in the example of the conversation with your coworker, you in that revision scene before going to bed, you're laying down there on your bed and you see yourself in control of your focus, in control of your attention. You see, the moment this person talk, okay, you put your, first of all, you can revise it in a way that that person said a very, very loving thing. And the conversation went so loving because something happened and just the conversation went in a smooth way instead of in a bad way. And what you'll notice, like the change that will happen next time, let's say again you are talking to this coworker, the next day you're talking to this coworker, and a similar conversation comes, and instead of you are focusing on the differences, on focusing why you hate the things that he's talking about, or like let's say he's talking about food and he said, oh my god, I hate this food, you start saying or focusing on the common grounds, on the common things between you guys. And you ask him a question, oh, okay, what is your favorite this? Or what is your favorite that? Or what do you think of that? Or if that person is very toxic in general, you find yourself giving your focus to more interesting things, like a very lovely customer that walks in and you find yourself, your mind is just focused on that. If you see people in the street having a quarrel, a conversation, or fighting, you find yourself focusing on a bird flying and admiring its beauty. So your focus and attention start expanding and start being directed to what you actually desire, to what actually makes you happy. Okay, so these four things, I find them completing each other and creating a very strong foundation for you to strengthen that muscle of your attention, because it's very, very important for you to control your focus and attention. It just it's a great power that you can use and you can direct, and you find yourself in a state of flow and harmony, and just like you find by the end of the day went so easy because you are consuming less. Okay, you're consuming less but much better, much healthier. Your mind is not consuming junk food, and junk food is not necessarily actual food, but your thoughts, what you see in Instagram, what you see in social media, what you're talking about with your friends, all of that. You start consuming what you actually want. So these were the four methods, the four things that you can do to strengthen your focus and attention. I hope this video was beneficial. I hope it benefited you in some way. If it did, please give this video a like, okay? And if you think there's a person that might benefit even a little bit from this message today, please share it with them. And if you like to see more of this content, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay focused on what really matters to your heart. Bye.